Hello everyone, I'm Kibbits. Just kidding, I'm not Kibbits. It's me, Kalen556. Aha! Like you're all fooled. So my little helpers have gone home, back to their mother today. So it's just me flying solo today. Cue lots of bad jokes about everything. Dad jokes. So yeah, there's that. All right. So what are we doing today? Well, I need to get some way better mounts, and the best way to do that is to start with developing a very large narcotic stash. Now, if my sister was here, she's normally the narcotic stealing type. In game, I stress, in game, not in real life. Um, but yeah, so I don't have her here, so I'm going to have to do it myself. Oops. Alright, so what am I doing? I am making my little dude super useful. As you may have noticed, and obviously from the first episode, my settings are higher. My dino damage damage resistance is lower, so it takes less to kill them. Hence why I killed a level 150 Parasaur before I actually knocked it out. That happens. What else? Well, obviously, my XP is through the roof. That's done for in a single player game, especially now that I've got max level. I found waiting for my dinos to level through being in the cryopod or whatnot was just taking a lot longer than I really wanted, and I didn't have at the time, and even now really, I didn't have the time and space to. Excuse me, didn't have the time and space to really focus on leveling them the traditional way, i.e., running around and killing things with them, especially for some of the more peaceful dinosaurs that don't really, I don't really go out in there and kill things with, like, for example, turtles and moss chops. So I've put my XP limit through the roof. I think it's like at 1500 times or something like that. And that's purely down to it takes me a lot less time to deal with leveling than it would normally, which some people might not like, but I value my time, and I have a lot of things I want to do in that time, not just play ARK or Empyrean. So I need a way to bypass the boring, every other day stuff, and this just happens to be one of the better ways I can think of it. Also helps with the bosses too, not so much in terms of making them easier, just making them more manageable. I found that doing the Overseer on the island, single player with doing the tech cave with 20 dinos as a single player is just madness. I found it a lot more manageable with myself riding one and escorting 3 to 4 other dinos. So that's what I did. It still requires a bit of effort on my part. My dinos have to be reasonably good. So yeah. I do have a couple of mods installed. You might have noticed them the other day. One being the OP mod, which I talked about. The other being the Sleepy Tranks mod. Works really well, really, really well. I'm very impressed with it. Just adds, I wouldn't say cheaty. It adds more efficient ways of dealing torpor to dinos. Obviously here we have the Sleepy Ring. I haven't actually used the Sleepy Ring before, but It doesn't require like one stone to make. You you actually have to be relatively well set up, or at least lucky, to be able to craft some of these early on. For example, this sleepy ring requires 4 narcotics. Now, I don't even have a narcotic. I can make narcotics now, but I'm still getting there. So, then what's further down? Somewhere towards the tranks. Here we go. The sleepy arrow, more potent than a trank arrow. Requires 25 narco berries and a metal ingot, which means that if I want to make this, I need to find and smelt metal ingots, which means that I need to have a fairly decent base up and running. So in my mind, that's logical. The other one I have here is the Stargate mod, a Stargate Evolution, I think it's called. If you like Stargate like I do, or you just want a mod that doesn't require you to have a tech teleporter and a tech generator with with element everywhere in your single player game, the Stargate mod is hands down the best way to do that. You can walk or fly most of your medium-sized mounts through a Stargate. When it comes to things like the Rex and stuff, obviously that can't be a thing. So you can take a Rex and a cryopod through a Stargate, and then obviously cryopod it on the other end, or uncryo it on the other end. It works really well. Hands down, probably the best transportation mod I've used. And obviously, while it doesn't fit in that well with ARK lore, it's still, better in my mind, purely because, unlike some other mods, it's not free. And it's not easy to come by. Like, the amount of stuff you have to do in order to get a Stargate up and running is not small. So it's not a cheaty way. It's less cheaty because you've got a few things to do before you even get there. I can show you that on my base on the island. I haven't spread my Stargate network beyond the island yet. I believe a new update is soon? ? I think they said Q2 this year. Excuse me. They were aiming for an update. I don't reach out to the developers or anything like that. I don't know them from bar soap, and I haven't really communicated with them. But as far as I'm aware, they did communicate that they aim to have a update in Q2 of this year. Whether or not that's still achievable, I don't know. But I'm looking forward to that. What else? Oh yes, my youngest insisted I get the egg. That was on the beach the other day. So I'm going to take my trusty little. There's a word for this thing. Moss chops. I'm going to take my trusty little moss chops, and we're going to go borrow a parasaur egg. I didn't want to, because obviously dinos, if you steal their eggs, they get upset and try to kill you. My youngest doesn't really have a grasp of the consequences of that in a virtual world just yet. So he's like, "Get the egg, Dad." Like, okay. But they're learning. They're playing ARK on Xbox as a split screen, non-dedicated session, and they're slowly coming to terms with the fact that they can't just jump on and punch each other and laugh and that's the game done. Like, they actually have to work towards what they want. They can't go and have all the fun things straight away. They need to actually go and explore, and recently lose your entire base because you didn't know where you were going, then you didn't know how to get back, which required me to do a lot of I had to actually end up researching how to use admin commands on console so I could fly around looking for their base, and then proceeded to make them go and find their base again. Things like that. And it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like that egg may have despawned. I thought it was around here somewhere. I mean, it could be down the next end, but I feel as though I was nowhere near those trees. I mean, there's the parasaurs, or a parasaur. I really feel it was around here somewhere. It's probably despawned, I would say. I'd have to look at the footage from the first episode again. But I feel as though it was here. It has been a few hours in game. So yeah, I don't feel I was down near these trees. I feel as though it was here and it's despawned. So there we go. I tried, little one. I say little one because he's 9. I don't want to put his name all over the internet. At least not yet. So gotta protect our little ones on the internet these days. Amount of weird shit I've seen floating around social media that's not even a word, and on YouTube, and it's just like, wow. But not much I can do about that. I can't control the world, unfortunately. It might be a nicer place if I could. I'm sure someone would disagree, but in my mind, the world would be a better place. But everyone has their own critics, and not everyone agrees with everyone these days, unfortunately. So my belief is as good as anyone else's. Alright. I haven't eaten anything, have I? I got you right here to try and eat something. Not even a Dilo. How rude. Oh, what's over there? Turtle. Turtle will do. Pego. Oh my god. Do you know how much I don't like you things? I'll give you a hint. I don't like your kind, so leave me alone, please. It took a lot too, like seeds and everything. Not that I really needed them, but as I was teaching my two while they were here, when it comes to ARK, when you're starting off, keep your stuff to the things you actually need. Saves you weight. I don't really need seeds at all, but they don't weigh anything, so that's okay, and they spoil anyway. Fiber you need. You don't need all of the damn berries. Ideally, you really only need the purple berries, which is major berries, and the narco berries, or the black ones. One's are obviously for taming, and the other one is for making narcotics. So having a way to get a lot of those very quickly is very handy. At least until you can start up a garden at a decent base, which I'm not going to be able to do anytime soon. So, c'est la vie. Alright, so we've got 12 tranks on the way. Or 12 narcotics on the way, I should say. Once I get the narcotics, we'll be after a flyer. I don't have crystal. I haven't seen any crystal yet either. Or bugs for that matter, so I'm not going to be able to get a saddle for a Pteranodon straight away. No. That's okay. We can deal. We can deal. I don't intend to live on this beach forever. Um, the way I operate in my single player games is normally I will try and get to the obelisk as quickly as possible because I've normally dragged in, a couple of. Oh, what is this? Must be a Microraptor. Oh, it is. Game over, pal. Oh. Oh, this is not good. Get. That was different. Um, okay. So, that was a little bit stressful and unplanned, and that could have gone from bad to worse, but didn't. So lucky there. Did get even got some new pants out of it because I definitely needed those. Don't need any of that. Poor old Ash has had a couple of chunks taken out of him. I'll keep 3 stacks up there for him to have. The rest can go. Oh, there's some keratin. We'll take that. It's coming light too, so that's always a plus. As I explained to my boys, obviously being a level 155, I have access to engrams that they didn't when they first started off, but the concept remains the same. They have a habit of biting off more than they can chew, thinking they can go and tame stuff just like that, only to die or get lost or lose everything. And then they complain to me about the game's too hard and I can't do it, which they can, they really can. They have the what do you call it? They have the comprehension to do it. They just don't have the ability to put it into practice. Okay. We'll leave those where they are. That box is full. Let's have a bit to eat. Don't need those, don't need those, we'll take those. I should probably put that blueprint. It's actually the first time I've had a. We'll get rid of that. First time I've actually had a higher quality torch blueprint, but I'll take it. I will take it. I don't even have those on the island. At least I don't think I do. I might, but. Okay. So I've done a smidge of research on this map, mainly the map itself, and I found out that it's actually a stylized representation of what do you call it? Skyrim. Not Skyrim. The map of the Elder Scrolls universe. So I mean that's right up my alley. I love Skyrim to death. I still play it now. It's one of the only games I still play on console. I'm more of a console RPG guy than I am a computer RPG guy. These dinosaurs need to die. I don't have the dinosaur to do that at this point in time. But anything heinously coloured, and especially if it's a bright pink colour, not in my book. Pink is my... I hate pink. Pink is a colour that I hate. That's a Rex. He can stay where he is. This could get ugly. I'm sorry, Ash, but when push comes to shove, you're being sacrificed over me. Well, that's a new tree. I've not seen that one before. Is that snow on those? Or does it just look like it? There's snow over there. Saw you coming, didn't I? The question is, where's your body? Ah, right there. Oop. Oh, come on. Oh, there's two of you now. Excellent. Well, both of you can go to hell. Ash. 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 They don't normally run forever. That's the downside to moss chop. Oh, there we go. They're afraid to fight, which by itself isn't, terrible, but inopportune times. The whole point of me coming out this far, or out this way rather, was to find some keratin or some chitin. Currently, I'm not seeing any. There's a couple of aloes up there. I'll leave them to their business. I don't feel... I feel as though I was more down there than up here, but okay. Ah, here's where I was. That was certainly something. Okay, well that certainly has turned out not the way I planned. That's okay, that happens. Oh, hello. Another 130, 100 plus raptor. I'll take that, and that, and that, and I may as well replace that one. What do you got again? No, oop. Could have taken that purple berry, but it's only one, doesn't matter. Either the raptors killed that, or I'm about to regret my decision to get that close. Let's go with it with the raptors. I'm looking. Jesus. Okay, another one. I'm looking forward to really exploring this map in depth. I haven't been on this map, as I said last episode. Haven't really done much on this map outside of a bit of initial exploring. I went to the castle in the snow because I was like, I'm totally going to live there. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit the lists of requirements that I have. One of which is being it must have a water source that is not a water vein. Because as we all know, water veins don't really give you uninterrupted water. So that was an issue. So now I've got to look elsewhere. I know there's a forest in a redwood somewhere. I'm assuming the redwood over that way might house it. But don't know at this point. Probably the same one. I think that's the Microraptor I killed before. Although I thought I ate that. Microraptors are a pain. Especially in PvP. In PvP, I imagine they're probably really good for harassing the enemy / base defense. But outside of that, they're just a pain in my ass. Okay, you may as well hold the rest of this because I can't. Oh. I'm going to need some more boxes. I'm holding off on building a proper base or expanding on this one because I really want to get to a... Hang on. Thought I saw another Microraptor heading my way. I was like, here we go. Yeah, as I said, I'm holding off on building my base because I want to get to a decent area before I do so. I don't consider where I've built to be the best idea. So yeah, I want to try and find a better spot if I can. 1, 2, 3. For those of you wondering, that's the Super Tech workbench. Adds a couple of tech engrams that I find useful, such as putting down tech turrets, which don't require element in boss fights. I haven't tried it out, but it's on the list of things to do. That is an Alpha Rex. That makes me... please don't tell me that's an Alpha Rex. It looks like an Alpha Rex. That's an Alpha Rex. Shit. This episode should be called Going From Bad to Worse. In fact, that's what I'm going to call it. Okay. This is not going to end well. We might be moving quicker than expected without anything we actually wanted to achieve here. If I could get a Pteranodon, I could lure it away. But I doubt that. we're going to have to deal with that. Or escape. Probably escape. Reminds me of my first days in Ragnarok when there was Alpha Rexes and Alpha Carnos spawning on the easy beach every other day. I certainly won't be able to take it on. I don't have anything I'll be able to kill it with. And a thatch house is not going to stop it much. So I might have to take the important things. We'll take some of that. And I may need to get the hell out of Dodge. And start somewhere else. Alright. I've been Kalen556. This episode has not been the did not go the way I planned. I'm probably going to pause it here, and yeah, we'll catch this up another time. This is great, boys. This is what happens when things go pear-shaped in ARK. Watch and learn. I've been Kalen556. I'll see you next time. Bye.